Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the video and welcome back. Uh, I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks, so yeah, decided to come back with the SSF for y'all. And I basically have to upload because Drew said if I don't upload because he gave me, I'm at 120 subscribers right now, and I was at 111 last night. He basically rated my channel, and he got me almost 10 subscribers, and I think I'm at like 121 right now. So thank you to Druzer. And so he said I had to upload, so I'm definitely gonna upload. So here it is. And I know it's not Friday, but I just thought I had to give it to y'all. 2 weeks without SSF. I'm sorry, but yeah. So um I didn't want to wait for any submissions because I'd probably get no submissions anyways. But yeah, so I found myself some scary stories, and yeah. So without getting more detail and when we're talking, let's get right into it. All right, so this first one is called "Have you heard of I don't know the Japanese Slenderman?" Now, this was uploaded by Snarled, and if you don't know what Snarled is, it's a really good YouTube channel. Basically, it was llama arts back in the day. So let's get right into it.
Of abducting children in this area. Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
Hey, that intro's OG. Okay, let's turn it out. Chapter 4. You don't know what that is.
You've heard of the Slender Man, but have you heard of the tall, slender woman? This next chapter is a Japanese urban legend called Hachishaku-sama, which means 8 feet tall. My grandparents lived in a small village in Japan. Every summer, my parents would take me there on holiday to visit them. The last time I saw them was the summer when I was 8 years old. My grandparents were inside the house, and I was playing by myself outside in the backyard. I heard a strange sound. I didn't know what it was, and it was hard to figure out where it was coming from. I was looking around, searching for the source of the noise, when I noticed something on top of the tall hedges that enclosed the backyard. It was a straw hat. It wasn't resting on the hedge.
Fluffy?
It was behind it. That's where the sound was coming from. Then the hat began to move. It stopped at a small gap in the hedge, and I could see a face peering through.
Ooh.
It was a woman, but the hedges were high, almost 8 feet tall. I was surprised at how tall the woman was. I wondered if she was wearing stilts or some sort of huge high-heeled shoes. Then, a split second later, she walked off, and the strange noise disappeared with her, fading into the distance.
Damn.
Confused, I got up and ran back into the house. My grandparents were in the kitchen drinking tea. I sat down at the table and told my grandparents what I had seen. They weren't really paying attention to me until I mentioned that distinctive sound. They both froze. Grandma's eyes grew wide, and she covered her mouth with her hand. Grandpa's face became very serious, and he grabbed me by the arm. "This is very important," he said, very intensely. "How tall was she?" "As tall as the garden hedge." "Where was she standing? When did this happen? What did you do? Did she see you?" I tried to answer all his questions as best as I could. He rushed out to the hallway and made a phone call. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but after he hung up, he walked out the door. "Grandma, what's going on?" "There's something dangerous abducting children in this area," she said. "We call it Hachishaku-sama. It takes on the appearance of an extremely tall woman and says, in a deep voice. A long time ago, it was captured by monks, and they managed to confine it in a ruined building on the outskirts of the village.
The woman
They trapped it using 4 jizo,
reminds me of
small religious statues that they placed at the north, south,
monster in
east, and
Little
west
Nightmares
of the
2.
ruins, so that it could not escape. But somehow, it did. The last time it appeared was 15 years ago. My grandmother said that anyone who saw it was destined to die within a few days. It all sounded so crazy. I wasn't sure what to believe. Just then, my grandpa came back, but with an old woman who called herself Keisan. They took me upstairs to my bedroom and began covering the windows with newspaper, with ancient runes written all over them. Kason placed small bowls of salt in all four corners of the room and a small Buddha figure in the center.
That's it.
Soon the sun will be setting.
You
So
staying
listen
in there for the
carefully.
rest of your life.
Must stay in this room until 7:30 tomorrow morning. Do not open this door for any reason.
She placed a bucket in my hands.
Not even to use the restroom.
My grandparents and Kason left the room, and I locked the door after them.
That would be tough
I
at that
couldn't believe
age.
what was happening. Was I really going to die in a few days? I turned on the TV to try to take my mind off everything, and eventually
Hey,
fell
TV,
asleep.
I'm good for
I
the
was
rest of
awakened
the. I'm
around
good
1
for the rest of the
a.m.
night.
by a tapping sound on the window.
Oh.
It's probably just a tree or something, I told myself. Then
Nah.
came a knock on the door, and I heard my grandpa's voice. Are you okay in there? If you're scared, I can come keep you company. Hearing his voice was such a relief that without thinking, I rushed over to the door. But something didn't feel right. I looked at the bowls of salt in the room. All four of them had turned black. And then I heard the sound again.
Oh.
The tapping on the window continued. I knelt in front of the Buddha and began to pray. I was so terrified and caught up in my chanting that I didn't realize the sounds had stopped. I checked my watch. It was 7:30 a.m. Carefully, I opened the door and ran to my grandparents. We all got in a van and headed straight for the airport. Apparently, there were others who had escaped the grasp of Hachisaku-sama as long as they never stepped foot in Japan again. So 2 years ago, when my grandpa got sick, he refused to let me visit him.
Thinking?
He even left strict instructions in his will to
Get
not
out.
let me attend his funeral.
Pack your bags, get
I
out.
couldn't believe that this creature prevented me from saying goodbye to him. So when my grandma called a few days ago to tell me she had been diagnosed with cancer, I wasn't going to let her stop me from visiting. It's been 10 years, Grandma, and nothing has happened to me. We don't even know if this thing is real. I'm not going to let it stop me from seeing you. If you say so, dear. I love you, Grandma. I'll see you soon.
Oh,
Like this video if it gave you chills. And don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and our sister channels, Hissy Fit and Slate.
That's a good one. Oh my god. That sound, oh bruh. Hearing it through the phone, sheesh. Nice. I like that. Alright. Well, that was Snarled story of the Japanese Slenderman Hachisaku-sama. Hopefully I said that right. Go subscribe to Snarled if you want to. She's a great channel. Most of her old videos are fantastic. Great scary stories. And, yeah, let's get right into the next one. Alright, so this next one is called Jarum and is uploaded by True Horror Stories POV. Now, I love True Horror Stories POV. They always give a good jump scare. And, their videos are just fantastic. So, let's get right into it. So she's sewing sweaters sometimes. Peace be upon you. What's going on? Whoa. Well, I don't like that. You're gonna get scared and you're gonna get stapled. Oh, God. That must hurt if you get your hand stuck in that. Whoa, what is that? What is that? Hold up, what is that? I didn't see anything. Was there a face? Was there a figure or something? And she has a baby. Oh God, guys. Oh. She knows someone in her house. And she knows what is that? I'm not seeing anything, dude. I am blind. Babies. Oh. Oh. It's invisible. Wait, can we not see it, but she can? Dang. What is going on? Oh. Nah. Oh no. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Lord and Savior. Wow. Holy crap. Damn. Okay. That was good. These are some this week is good. This week is good. Okay. Alright. That was Jarring by True Horror Stories POV. Let's get on to the next animation or video. Alright, so this next video is called 3 Scary True Lockdown Horror Stories. Now, back when I was a kid in school, like first, second, I don't know, but when I was pretty young, whenever school lockdown happened, it was just so scary. It was crazy. And I never saw any true evidence of someone actually with something dangerous going into school. But I guess I wasn't supposed to see because I was a kid. But school lockdowns were scary, man. And this was uploaded by Mr. Nightmare. So let's get right into it. Now this is 12 minutes long. We're only probably gonna watch one. So yeah. Okay. Lockdown stories. Story 1. Anonymous. Alright.
I work in a middle school as an 8th grade math teacher.
Okay.
Some of you may
what
assume
is that?
that means I'm like 38 or something, but I'm actually only 26. I was hired young.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm immature or anything, just that if I was 10 or 20 years older, I may have handled things differently. Of course, this happened during a period that I was teaching a class. The math wing in our school is closest to the lobby. I remember it like it was yesterday, down to the equation I was writing on the board when the lockdown alarm suddenly sounded. It wasn't a drill.
Ooh.
All faculty and students
That
are taught which
is-
alarms mean what.
Dang.
And this was the alarm that meant go into lockdown for real, not a drill. I hurried to the
For
door to lock
real.
it. Each door in the building has a big glass panel in it though, so the doors have little blinds that you could pull down to cover this. Even though we're supposed to pull down the blinds during lockdowns, we're also supposed to instruct students to hide in one corner of the room with the lights off. As I turned off the lights in the classroom, I told the students to go hide in the corner of the room where we would be least visible and audible from the door. I saw the lights in the hallways dim to just the backup lights, something I'd never seen before till that point. I was slightly worried because I knew this had to be serious, and like I said, the math wing is right by the lobby. My classroom is one of the first classrooms you pass as you're going through one of the 2 hallways that veer from the lobby.
Uh-oh.
I was curious, so using the classroom phone, I called the front office. They didn't pick up after 4 rings, so I hung up.
Dang.
I wasn't endangering anyone to my knowledge, because the front office is behind 2 doors and the phone wouldn't be heard from the lobby. But still, them not picking up was concerning. There was suddenly a knocking on the door, a frantic, panicked knocking, accompanied with someone on the other side of the door begging
Now
to be let
open
in.
that door,
It
buddy.
wasn't a student, the voice was way too deep.
Yup.
It sounded to me like a guy in his early 20s, if I had to guess. I went to the door quietly, saw the person's shadow on the other side of the blind.
Don't open that door.
He started saying he could see me through the blind and knew I could hear him. He kept saying let me in this scared sounding kind of whimpery voice.
Nah,
I
don't
looked
let
to
him
my
in,
students.
bruh.
Some of them had scared, confused looks on their faces. I signaled for them to keep quiet. Then I
Yep.
asked through the door, "Who's there? What's your name?" He said his name was Cody and that he was a student and needed to get into the classroom because he felt unsafe in the halls. When he told me this, I noticed he seemed to be trying to talk in a slightly higher pitch. I wasn't falling for it.
Nah.
There was no way
Yep,
that voice
good.
belonged to a middle schooler. I ignored him and went back to the corner by the students. The guy on the other side of the door started knocking harder now, fiddling with the doorknob and then kind of thrashing at the door, all while still saying, "Help, let me in." I did my best to keep my students
Do
from
not let
screaming
him
or freaking
in.
out.
I swear.
The guy eventually gave up and the noises stopped. We stayed in lockdown for half an hour before an announcement was made that police had searched the building and it was safe.
Nice.
So later on, faculty was given more details, and apparently some 20-something-year-old guy with long hair down to his shoulders was walking around the school with a small handgun. Whether it was a real gun or not remains unknown, but the guy was caught on camera leaving the building through a back exit, and he was found by police 2 hours later, not holding the gun. I think I could have handled the situation a little better. For example, not even answering the guy when he was at the door, but I was so nervous that I really wasn't thinking logically. It's scary to think about what might have transpired if I opened the door for him.
Nice. Quick, but a little scary. Alright. We're probably gonna watch one more, and then after that, we're gonna end the video. So let's get on to the next one. Alright, the last animation for this video is called The Elevator Game Ritual, and it was uploaded by Snarled. Now, I really like these Snarled. Snarled is animated, it's spooky, it's scary. It's really nice. The narration is good. All of these videos are fantastic. So we're gonna do this one for last. And yeah, let's get on.
Don't look at her or speak to her. She isn't human. Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
Yep.
We live in the age of information. Answers to everything and anything are available to us in an instant. And yet, there are still so many things in this universe that cannot be explained. In these next few chapters, I'll be sharing the most puzzling, creepiest, unexplainable events that really happened, from unsolved crimes to common paranormal experiences. Our first story is about a young woman who checked into the Cecil Hotel and never checked out. The Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles has been around since 1927.
I know
and
what
since its
hotel you're
doors have
talking
opened,
about.
it has had a very dark history. At one point,
there's
it housed famed serial killer.
I think there's a documentary about the hotel where a girl went missing in it. It's on Netflix, I think. It's about this girl going missing around like 2014, and it was like a paranormal mystery. No one could it was puzzling. It was crazy. I haven't watched it, but I know what hotel I think they're talking about. So yeah.
Richard Ramirez, who murdered his victims in his hotel room. There have also been numerous incidents of guests jumping out windows and other unsolved deaths, just like the one I'm about to tell you. In January of 2013, a young woman named Elisa Lamb flew to Los Angeles from Canada
This is the girl.
and checked into the Cecil Hotel.
This is it.
She was first placed in a hostel-style room, which she shared with another guest. But after 2 days, the front desk got a call. Hi, I'd like to make a complaint. The woman I'm sharing a room with is acting very odd. I don't feel comfortable. Is there any way you can move her? So Elisa was moved to a room of her own, and that was the last time anyone saw her. During her trip, she kept in frequent touch with her parents back home. But when they didn't hear from her when she was supposed to be leaving Los Angeles, they became worried and called the LAPD. Around the same time, the front desk kept getting more complaints. The water pressure in the shower is so low. The tap water is all black. So a hotel staff member went up on the roof to inspect the water tanks. He noticed that one of them was open. He looked inside, and that's when he found Elisa, floating in the tank. To this day, nobody knows how she got in there undetected. But there are a lot of theories. See, Elisa had bipolar disorder and depression, and was on prescription medication to help keep her in balance. She kept a blog where she wrote about her struggles with her illness, and seemed to be very open about it. The most logical conclusion is that Elisa was off her medication, broke from reality, and drowned herself in the water tank. Another theory is that she was playing the elevator game. The elevator game is a ritual that originated on a Korean website. When performed properly, you can supposedly be transported to another dimension. In order to play, you need a building that has at least 10 levels. It's best played at night since you need to be completely alone. You enter the elevator and go to different floors in a particular order. Once you reach the 5th floor, a woman will get on with you. Whatever you do, don't look at her or speak to her. She isn't human. When you reach the 10th floor, you exit the elevator and enter a new dimension. You will still be in the hotel, but only you exist. Be careful. In this dimension, your cell phone won't work, and you may feel disoriented and even faint. If you wake up without taking the proper steps to come back to our world, strange things may happen. So what does the elevator game have to do with Elisa Lam? After news spread of her bizarre death, a surveillance video from one of the hotel elevators went viral. It showed Elisa acting very oddly in an elevator, pressing random buttons, talking to seemingly nobody. Was she playing the elevator game? The Cecil Hotel stay on main. They can change their signs, but they can never change what happened within its walls. So, what do you think happened to Elisa? Is there a reasonable explanation, or did something more paranormal?
Nice. Elisa Lam, interesting, very interesting story. There's a documentary about it, the entire thing, all the theories, everything. Maybe you guys want to watch it, and go ahead. It's on Netflix, and yeah, documentary about it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys are new around here, please consider subscribing. Help me out a lot. And if you don't want to miss a video, turn on the post notifications, and like the video too, so I can help get on recommendations. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.